welcome and welcome back again. So, remember, we had started our financial literacy journey, and today we're going to just be defining some few terms on financial literacy. And I'm going to start with the word financial literacy. What does financial literacy mean? It simply means knowing where your money is, what your money is doing, where it is, and why is it doing it, or why are you also doing it. Because most people, they do not struggle with money because they are lazy. They struggle because nobody explained the financial thing well to them. They do not explain how money works, how money multiplies, how money goes, how money comes, you see. And so you find that even if they keep on getting, they just stay at zero because they're basically not doing anything with the money. And you cannot grow what you do not understand. I mean, it's basically like agriculture. I cannot tell you to grow coffee if you don't understand how coffee grows, or what coffee needs, or what makes coffee grow, all those things. You see, that's the same case with money, and financial literacy is just that. And so I'm going to start with like another word, investment. It's basically the money that you send out for you. It's like you saying, it's you telling your money, you know what, money, you go, I don't need you right now, but once you come back, come with some friends. Okay, like, come with something, go, but once you come with something. And it can come bigger, it can come after a very long time. So investment is not really something that will, like, you're investing for 2 days or 2 weeks and you're like, I've invested. No, investments can go up to 10 years, up to, for so long, 20 years. And the goal is now growth. Okay, the goal is growth. And savings is money resting, investment is money working. That takes us next to our next thing that we're going to define: savings. I know we've all grown up saving. You're like, oh, your mom gives you 50, you're like, I'm going to eat 30 and keep 20 of the money, of the currency that you have. You're like, you have 50 currency, you go and spend like 30, you're like, keeping 20. The 20 now that you're keeping is the savings. You choose not to touch it today because you know that tomorrow will come. You're like, okay, tomorrow my mom will not give me the 50, I will not be having the 50. So what you choose to do, you choose to keep the 20. And it's like you telling it, to wait here, when I need you, I will bring you out. You understand? That's what we're calling savings. It's like the way you save food in a refrigerator. Then we go to the next thing: interest. Interest is the extra money that your money earns. Like the way I said in investments, you tell your money, you go, and then when you come with friends. Now those friends are what we're calling interest. If you save or invest, let's say $100, and it comes back as $110, the $10 is now the interest, the above. You did not have the $10, you did not go and work for it, you just sent your money and then it came back with something else. Now that extra thing is what we're calling interest. It's like you lending your phone or charger to someone, and then you're like, once you bring the phone back, make sure you bring it with a power bank. Okay, and think of it as a thank you gift that your money goes and comes with. Like, that's what we're calling interest. And now there is this interesting thing on interest called the compound interest. Yeah, I'm sure we've done that. It's the most powerful of all interests. It's now your interest earning interest. You're getting? It's when your interest starts to earn interest. You've already understood what interest means. So now when that interest goes and it also starts to work and it gets interest, your money now keeps on growing, and that growth also grows. That's how basically small money becomes big money, and then it turns into a serious thing. And over time it becomes something without you adding anything. That's what banks usually benefit from, the compound interest. You just sent money out, and then the interest kept on getting interest, kept on getting interest. Like the example, let's say you had $1,000, and the $1,000 went in, you got an interest of $100. The $100 gets an interest of $10. Let's say the 110, and then that 10 gets an interest of something. And it does not mean that the initial one will not have. It will also keep on increasing over time. Compound interest is the most powerful of all interests. And then there's something else we're calling stocks. Oh, I know we've heard of these stocks, bonds. Stocks is the small pieces of a company that you can buy, which means you own a tiny part of that business. And when the company does well, your tiny piece also grows. And I can also mean the value of your piece can also grow, and it can also decrease. If the value of the company goes down, your money goes down. If the value of a company increases, your value of the money that you have, this part of the stocks also increases. You're getting? And people can choose to sell their stocks because of it. Like, so if I own a part of a company, how am I benefiting? You'll get something we call dividends. You get dividends from what you're earning, because that part of a company, there's some money that is bringing. It's like an interest in a way, but you're not touching the original thing, the shares that you have. It's not, you're calling stock. So you just be taking that dividend and getting money off it. And then you can also choose to sell. You'll be like, okay, the value of the company has gone high. So like, okay, because I have like it is now worth like 2 million, you choose to sell it at that, and you had bought it at maybe 50,000. You see, that's how stocks come in. And then there's something we're calling emergency fund. You're like, what is emergency fund? It is that money that you store, that you keep, because things happen, where life is unpredictable. You may lose your job, things just happen. So you just, as long as you have money, so long as you earn, it's what we're calling insurance in a way. It's a sort of an insurance. It's the money for life happened. You may get job loss, medical bills, urgent family situations. You're not really saving the money. It's not savings with a purpose, like a purpose for emergencies. Okay, like a job loss. I think I've explained that. But for peace of mind, it protects you from borrowing, from having to, because imagine now if you've just suddenly lost your job and you'd eaten all your money, and the savings that you had saved maybe to invest. So you cannot, just because you've lost your job, that you go and touch your savings that you wanted to buy a car for. And that's why you need the emergency fund. Okay, and then there's it's not the last one. There's something now we're going to call risks. Okay, you may be like, risk, because it means something can go wrong. It's basically what we're calling risk. Something can go wrong. Every investment has a risk. You're investing, you want to buy shares, let's say of the Google company. It can go wrong. The company may collapse or may grow. So you're taking a risk. And some risks are big. They're big in a way that you want to invest $50 million in buying shares of Google company. That's a very big risk. Or just want to spend 100,000 to buy the shares of a company. So the 100,000, it's also a very huge amount of money. But compared to the $50 million, this 100 becomes now a small risk. You see? And it does not mean that now we're learning risk, you're going to be scared of investing, you're going to be scared of buying stocks. No, because life is basically risk. And it does not mean danger. It just means you don't know exactly how things will turn out. The goal is not to avoid risk completely. That's what I'm meaning. But to understand it and manage it. So when you understand risk, you'll be able to manage it, because money has a way of messing up with your psychology. Really, 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 really. And once your psychology is messed up, your mental health also goes down the drain. Risks. And then I think I'll make a video on that, on how money affects the psychological parts, the what. And then we're going to check on inflation. You may ask, what is inflation? Inflation is basically, let's say you have $50. And that $50 is able to buy you fruits, is able to buy you clothes, is able to buy you shoes right now. Okay. And then after a week, the $50 can only buy shoes because the prices of the things are now high. That's what we're calling inflation. So things have just gone up, rent is up, what is up, but the money is just the same. It's not changing. That's what we're calling inflation. And it's when the economy is basically crashed, you know. And so your money is not growing, it's just quietly losing its value. That's why people say that when money is just quietly seated in a bank, it's way worse. People say that it's actually a financial thing, because you just keeping money, it's better you just go and buy something. If you're keeping it there without an intended use, there's something we're calling inflation, so it will soon lose its value. You find that money, if you could have used it right now, you could have used to buy shoes, to buy clothes, to buy you something nice. Let me not talk of shoes and clothes. But if you decide to keep it without a purpose, you find that the money can only buy a book, because the prices of shoes are now up. Inflation happens. I'm sure we have lived through inflation. And then there's something we're calling diversification. Diversification is just what it means. Diverse, like broad. You're not investing in one place. You're not choosing, I have $50 million, I'm going to invest it in Tesla shares, and that's it. No, you have to diversify because of something we call risks. Yeah, because of something we call risks. So the diversification, you choose not to put money in one place, because if that one place fails, then everything else will fail if you placed it in one place. But if you chose to diversify, if that one place failed, I have backup here. That's why you say risk. Once you understand risk, you know how to manage it. One way of managing it is through diversification. And once you've diversified, you can now, that this $50 million I'm choosing to buy stocks either in Tesla, in Google, now you'll be able to have in Amazon a whole variety of things, where if this company collapses or goes down, or something happens, you have others. You not psychologically go down. Okay. And then there's something we're calling the treasury bills, or the bonds. This is when you lend money to the government and they promise to pay you back, but with an interest. The treasury bills, you lend money to the government and they promise to pay you back with an interest. This is one of the most loved kind of investments, because you're like, okay, the government is there, it's guaranteed, it has close to minimal risks. And people love it because it's not dramatic, like, today Tesla. It's basically the government. So how people trust the government, and it's there. Okay. So the treasury bills are one of the most beloved things. Okay, thank you guys. We were just defining those terms. I think we've taken you through treasury bills, through inflation, through risk, through diversification, through financial literacy, through interest, through compound interest, through emergency funds, through stocks, through savings and investments. Tune in for the next episode of Financial Literacy as we take it up together, so that you'll be able to understand what is this we're calling financial literacy, and how will we be able to manage it, so that in the next years to come, we will not be living a life that we've not planned for. We will be planning for things well. Okay, take it up journey, and I pray that together we'll be able to take up every sector of our lives together up. We have to take them up. So bye for now. Thank you.